Alright, everyone, your attention please. We've got some big news to go over today, but before that, I'd like to touch on the rumors surrounding Ensign Tori. First, he is not being stripped of his commission. The GTA isn't interested in dictating what officers can or can't do on leave time. It is, however, interested in diplomatic relations with the Antares Federation. Some of us in this room fought against them, and I understand how tempting it can be to see them as an upstart backwater.
Because they are.
Like it or not, they've become a sovereign state in their own right. If they want to close their borders to military personnel, we have to abide by that. Now, as for the ensign, it is true that he was caught trying to enter Antares. It is also true that he'd booked passage aboard a ship registered to the Regulus Syndicate. Neither of those things look good for us, but the feds have accepted that he was on that ship for personal reasons, not espionage. I'm not going to discuss any discipline he may or may not be subject to from our end. What I can tell you is that he's spending the remainder of his leave in Vasuda and will be back to fleecing you all at poker when it ends. We got lucky this time. Let me take the opportunity to remind everyone of our agreement with Antares. They hold the jump nodes leading to 4 systems beyond their own, 2 of them quite valuable. We need that trade, so we need to stay on their good side. Just stay out of their way, and everyone's happy.
So, this is the first
Moving
mission.
along. Our allies in the Parliamentary Vasudan Navy report no activity at the Aldebaran Altair node. For those of you keeping track, this marks 3 years without a confirmed Hammer of Light attack. However, both sides have heavily fortified their ends of the node, and reconnaissance flights are active in both directions, so the situation could change at any time. As such, General Order 14 remains in effect. I've also been authorized to confirm the rumors out of Luyten. The Luyten New Alliance has reported Vasudan warships not accounted for by the PVN, including an unconfirmed sighting of a Nuit-class cruiser. If, how, and why the Hammer has deployed forces halfway across known space is not yet known. Our working theory is that those ships have been laying doggo to keep tabs on LNA R&D. Lastly, the Soyakazi spooks have traced a major pirate outfit to a remote habitat in Polaris. Intelligence believes that taking them out would contribute significantly to regional stability, so the Nereid is shipping out to take over her operations in Sirius.
Alright, so this is the first mission of Between the Ashes, The Growing Silence here on Paladin Gaming. I see over here that we have a new updated system map and newsroom entries. We will do those after this mission.
Since the Nereid's air wing is still under strength, the 107th will join up with them to fill out the roster. You'll be reporting to Commander Rios for your orientation. I know customs work isn't anyone's idea of exciting, but it is essential if we ever want to root out the corruption in Regulus' sphere of influence. A destroyer posting might not be quite as comfortable as you're used to here, so pack heavy. The Luyten New Alliance has requested assistance in investigating the reported HOL activity in their system, as permitted by their charter. Luyten may be far out of anyone's way, but the technology coming out of that system is a valuable strategic asset. We are deploying an expeditionary force of 7 cruisers under Captain Jan Varner. The PVN wants to show their flag, so 2 of those ships are Attons. The 508th will provide primary fighter cover for this operation. Your numbers will be supplemented by the 413th Alchemists, a small patrol squad off Karnachi Station, as well as 2 wings from the Vasudan 12th Battle Group. I've already discussed this assignment with your squadron leader. Frankly, the claims of Hammer activity are difficult to take too seriously, but the LNA has also reported missing cargo and mining ships. Statistical analysis show that they may have their own growing pirate problem, so be ready for action either way. All personnel are heavily encouraged to familiarize themselves with their destinations in the tech room. Centaur Station has been tasked with stocking up 12th Fleet and the Nereid with supplies. We'll be busy for the next 2 days, and everyone's help is required. Your squadron leaders have your assignments.
Alright, well, let's get to our mission briefing. I kind of like the new UI.
Good morning, pilots. Before we get started, I'd like to formally welcome our guests from 413th. I'm Commander Cannongers, the 508th's liaison to Captain Varner. I'll be filling the same role for you. We're officially flying as Task Force 27, in the grand tradition of inspiring designations, but I'm sure something else will catch on in due time. Hopefully, something I won't have to discipline anyone for. Our primary duties will be advising and assisting the fledgling LNA Navy against the Hammer of Light and seeing to civilian safety across the system. Off the record, this will likely be a straightforward assignment. Even so, the captain and myself expect every flight officer in this room to conduct themselves with the utmost professionalism in their interactions with our LNA colleagues.
And if you don't... Alright, so it is March 26, 2342. We're in Delta Serpentis. The mission is the Luyten Trail. Loadout selection not available.
The journey to Luyten will take us through Ross 128 and Laramis. The far side of the Ross 128 node is currently overseen by the PVD Ranger, so we'll rendezvous with them before jumping to the Laramis node. Once we've departed the Ranger's ZOC, we'll officially be in uncontrolled space. Our convoy should have enough firepower to scare off any outlaw threats along the way, but Captain Varner isn't taking any chances. We're enabling the rapid transit protocol on all convoy ships, allowing us to chain jumps back to back at the expense of other ship systems. We shouldn't be around anywhere long enough for pirate forces to even get a nav fix, and taking on multiple cruisers would be an interesting tactical decision. Even so, our turret accuracy will be degraded by roughly 20%. Until we're safely in Luyten, your fighters will be on patrol to make up the difference. The necessary reconfiguration of the ship's reactors also means that they'll burn through deuterium at roughly twice the normal rate. Our R10 and Leviathan elements won't have enough fuel for the trip. Fortunately, we've been allocated one of the new Zephyrus-class tankers, designation Hurst. We'll stop in Laramis for an in-flight refueling before our final jump. This will likely be the most vulnerable moment of the voyage, so stay alert.
So maybe turn off the protocol then while we're doing that.
Our destination is the prosaically named Site 58, an old Velis-class warehouse formerly in service with GTI R&D.
That's ominous.
The station's already been purged of sensitive materials, leaving it as a defensible position with copious storage space. LNA crews have retrofitted the hangar to support modern fighters. Site 58 orbits around UV Ceti, the more active of Luyten's two suns. The station's hull and electronics are specifically hardened against solar flare activity. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for the human body. You're being issued modified flight suits in case of ejection, but nothing's perfect. Report any and all symptoms of possible radiation injury to sickbay immediately. And yes, I'm afraid there's a mandatory safety briefing scheduled after our arrival. We've designated the installation...
Okay, we'll make sure I didn't skip one there.
We've designated the installation Wayfarer Station, and she'll be our home in Luyten. As an old GTI site, she should be pretty cushy by military standards. But the LNA work crews report that many of the amenities have wandered off since the station was abandoned. Our freighters are mostly loaded out with ammunition, your fighters, and spare parts, but the LNA Samani station has indicated a willingness to accept our requisition orders. Even so, let's not overdo it. The last thing we want is to convince the anti-GTA factions within the LNA that we're here to take advantage of them. The bulk of our equipment is being carried by the Triton-class Reno, Tangier, and Okayama, including the fighters you aren't flying today, and a Centaur-class support ship. The Kronos-class Walorus and Novak are loaded out with supplies for our cruisers, while the Poseidon-class Quartzin and Brimspark are carrying equipment and rations for Wayfarer Station. The latter also has a complement of Phidias drones on board for construction duties around the station. Lastly, the GTM Gregor is accompanying us to investigate reports of a Lucreta plague outbreak on one of the LNA habitats. Her medical staff will also be tracking your medical reports between missions. All of these ships must make it to Luyten.
That's a big old convoy.
The convoy's been organised to maximise turret cover, and each wing will have their own primary responsibility. Captain Varna will be calling the shots from the GTC Harewood. Alpha, that ship and its fellow Fenris the Ruick are your responsibility. Beta, prioritise escort of our Leviathans, and Gamma, you'll fly alongside the Tritons. Row Wing will escort the Fasuden half of the expedition. These assignments should give us enough flexibility to respond to any emerging situations along the way. In the unlikely event we see action, the Gregor will have search and rescue duty. You have 3 hours before your deck crews are scheduled to board the Reno. Dismissed.
Alright. Primary objectives: protect all convoy craft and reach the Luyten system. Secondarily, oversee refueling in Laramis and follow any orders from GTC Harewood. So we're gonna have to make there's gonna be a bunch of in-mission jumps then. So let's get to it. Delta Serpentis system, Centaur station, secondary... Oh. I'm not gonna skip.
Alpha, you're late. Hit your burners and form up.
Oh, I have control now.
That's my fault, sir. My driveline showed a fault after my deck crew had launched.
Is that so? Centaur Station, Captain Varner. All ships are accounted for. We're ready to depart.
Stuck me flying a damn Ulysses.
You have plenty of time, Harewood. The weather forecast has 50 minutes until the next node shift. Commodore Mafted of the PVD Ranger is awaiting your arrival on the other side.
Captain Varner to TF-27. We're cleared to depart. Divert auxiliaries to primary and secondary kilometer arrays and prepare for multiple jumps. Begin transit.
Ah, this is a credits mission.
Raiders, use comm subnet Charlie Tango Zulu. Tactical to Charlie Tango Echo. Pilots, keep personal chatter off those channels.
Understood, sir.
Hey, Mav. Does your source know where the Bastion's going?
Apparently in a docking ring.
Admiral Dad hasn't said anything this time. Why? You like old ships?
She's not just any old ship, Mav. She's the one who chased old Scratch to the Sol node and took her down. Show some respect.
Yeah, allegedly. For whatever that's worth.
Ugh, not this again.
I'm serious, that's it. All we have are some garbled transmissions and a blocked off node. If the Lucifer didn't make it, then the comm relay on the Sol side should still be intact. Why haven't they sent us something?
Because the node collapsed.
Well, sir, Solve the Wachowski equations in a degenerate manifold and you'll answer your own question.
The Alliance's official position is that we need to look forward and deal with what's in front of us. Those fancy science words probably mean something to you, but they don't change the reality.
Ensign Rammel, Lieutenant McPherson, I suggest you both drop this line of conversation.
Damn it. Yes, sir.
Mav, could we talk on Subnet Hotel Lima, Papa?
HLP.
You know, I wonder if we're ever get to go back someday.
It is fortunate for your kind that you may someday have that chance.
It's truly terrible what happened to your people.
Despite the gridlock, Parliament was able to successfully evacuate much of the population. Perhaps, in counting our blessings, we can find common ground.
One can only hope.
Mav was right about one thing. We have to keep looking ahead. We have to remember what happened, and do whatever we can to stop it happening again.
May that your philosophy be more prevalent among your people.
I'm sorry. I had family on Mars. If I ever get to hear from them again, it'll be with a 9-year lag, and that's if we can even solve the engineering problems. It's been a lot to come to terms with.
Is there really no chance of doing something with the comm relays? Boost the signal somehow? You studied at Haiti Cave, as if anyone could solve it.
Not without invoking some really fringe theories in subspace field theory. You'd need a rotating manifold to jumpstart the... Look, the jump node we should care about's coming up.
Alpha Wing is at the node. Transit time should be around 20 minutes.
Alright, let's hit it. I do not have control in here. Transit time, 20 minutes.
Welcome to Ross 128, pilots. Ranger here gave us a map of outlaw activity. We're passing by one of those hotspots, so stay alert.
Don't write these bandits off just because they'll be flying a modded scrap. So were Gavel's people back in Antares.
Oh, did we ever find out what happened to that guy?
Supposedly he tried to sell out and got caught by his old friends. Beyond that, there hasn't been any official statement.
What's your interest for?
Well, after his stunt at Golnara Research, everyone and their grandma wanted hired security. You could say he helped launch Hermes' and my career. Besides, he shot her down once.
I was busy saving your ass! That was a fun contract.
Does it ever make you guys uneasy, knowing the lawless frontiers just one jump from the core systems?
Well, it wasn't always that way. It might not look like it now, but Ross 128 was growing civic center before the Sheevens. All that debris had to come from somewhere, didn't it?
Yeah, but now...
Now, it's nothing. Only the most courageous choose to live out here. So, don't get cocky.
Courageous is an interesting word for it.
Really? I'm surprised to hear that coming from you, Sharon.
It's not like that. It's just
courage implies they've got a choice.
I just hope we can get through this without anyone blasting anyone.
Says our local smuggler.
Hey, I work delivery, not procurement. I'm retired anyhow. This assignment's just got me a bit twitchy as
Don't let anxiety get the better of you like that. STX Explorations has been operating out here for years without incident.
Rumor has it, they've been doing some kind of business with the Regulus Syndicate. Of all people.
Then we get some good old-fashioned ultra-violence. The city got me worried. I'd never met a terror pilot who scared me, but Sue didn't either. But the Sheevens are something else.
The Sheevan point of entry has never been conclusively determined. That the site of their first attack was also their first transit into known space is based on conjecture, not science.
Yeah, if the Imperium can't find a node out here, well, it's more likely they came from somewhere else and waited a while.
Damn it, Az. Is that really supposed to make me feel better?
You'll be fine. It's a 4-month stint on the frontier, then you get to go home to your Pookie like some big war hero. What's the worst that could happen?
We get shut down and die.
Maybe let's not tempt fate halfway to Sheevan Town.
I'll believe in fate when Command puts it in a missile. Let's not lose our focus here.
Pilots, all ships report jump ready. Set course for the Laramis node and depart.
Good luck on your journey, Captain.
I don't know what these are. I was just hitting my closest possible target button just to see if anything showed up in these properties. So I'm guessing they're the secret objectives. There's also one scanning cargo. Airwood is still here anyway, that's my escort target, so I shouldn't jump out until it does. At least the cargo containers seem to be clustered. Empty. That's all the unscanned cargo. All seems to be empty. Alright, let's jump. What was that? Checkpoint reach. Oh.
Hey, Julius. This is the home stretch. How long till we get the ferry done?
About 9 min. Whoa. Look at the size of the fleet. Do you think they'll...
They're GTA. Just sit throttle to max and keep moving. Should be here any second.
Mayday, GTA fleet. This is TT Julius requesting assistance. We're being tracked. Our jump goals are saturated. We're carrying...
Come on, Sovereign. Hard on your shit, man. You can't outrun us.
We just can't hand over the doses, Dak. We got families to take care of.
When you pick up stock that's valuable in my neighborhood, you've got to pay up. One way or another.
Captain, the civilians are in trouble. They won't make it to that station before the pirates reach them.
Alpha Leader, dispatch forces to protect the civilian ships. GTC Harewood to incoming fighters. Break off and initiate subspace. You will be fired upon.
Sorry, Harewood, but I've got a feeling your fighters will get through. Pirate fighters moving for disable action. Expect boarding transport of close range, likely immediate or proton configuration.
I agree with your assessment. Weapons free, pilots.
Hey, this is the real deal. Keep your wits about you, and don't hesitate.
I don't plan on it, sir.
Alright, Samaris, you know how this goes. Meet our boarding party in the docking bay unarmed, and you'll be allowed to leave unharmed.
Elysium Transport, designation Sparrow. Setting up for a docking run.
You win this one, asshole.
By the stars. Thank you, pilots.
I think that's all of them.
He's disabled.
What's gonna happen to the transports?
Standard procedure is for the closest station to send a freighter for them, and any pirates who ejected in time.
Any who ejected? So I might have just killed someone. I'm sorry, it's just...
We're better
Our
or
jobs.
worse, it gets easier. I'm not going to make this in order as, but I'd like you to set up a psych appointment after you've settled in.
That's not a bad idea, sir.
All ground to reporting jump ready. Begin transit to the node and warp out. Then all you can.
Well, we saved one of them.
Hang on, Molds. We got your call. Stand by for recovery.
Well, I don't feel any better about this mission. But being the good guy for a change, I could get used to.
Don't get too eager, Ensign.
Aw, what's that mean? Hey, you want to compare tallies?
No.
Alright, let's just jump in. Alright, so we're going into that's Fort Laramis apparently. We is this a red alert briefing? Yeah, we'll just keep going. There wasn't a debriefing.
Welcome to Laramis, pilots. About 20 clicks out, you'll see the system's comm relay outpost. It's been running in automated systems for about 8 years now.
Oh boy. So the Shivans never came out here and killed her.
Fleet Command has been discussing replacing it with one of the new Luytens, but they want a status report first. Alpha 1, fly out there and take a look while the convoy refuels.
Copy, Harewood. Everyone else maintain your escort.
Here's what bugs me. The Typhoon will roll over Luyten. So if the hammer's out there, why is it still, you know, there?
Damn it, Ensign. Ever heard of military intelligence?
No.
Okay, I walked into that one. Just think back to your smuggler days. Can't you imagine why Hollywood want to keep tabs on things?
I guess.
So maybe you don't want to take a tour of duty in a frontier system, but...
Nah, I don't. A quiet tour, it's fine. The hammer's out there. Plus those Luyten New Alliance folks are weird.
Weird, Mart?
Well, yeah. They're all so into rebuilding and starting fresh. I just can't buy it.
Why not, if I may ask?
Are you shitting me? Look, the last 7 years we've had bug aliens from the ass end of the galaxy fuck up the soul node. Our own intel spooks decided they were onto something. Our enemies turned allies got their homeworld slagged, and I got business in Antares that got all kinds of complicated lately, if you catch my meaning. Ain't much to be hopeful for in that. So the Luyten geeks say they want a fresh start. What's that really mean? Because I don't believe it's really about a bunch of hippie space science. Not for a second.
We ended the 14 Years' War for good. Aren't enemies turned allies something to be hopeful about, Starty?
Yeah, except the ones who are still our enemies. We're supposed to be in the same system we're heading to. What about them?
Still your tongue, Terran. Do not mistake. Be at peace, Lieutenant. Old wounds run deep. We may seem interchangeable to you. A tall alien with more spikes than a claw beetle, a robotic voice on the comm. But I would remind you of the PVD hope. Or should our relations instead be dominated by the Hades? To say nothing of the Battle of Sar. We hurt the fanatics as badly as they hurt us. Speaker Amarsis believes we may have them rooted in a few standard months.
It hasn't happened yet.
I do not trust Amarsis. With more preparation, Sar would have fallen. A commander who had risen from the ambassadors would have understood their necessity. Do you still believe Khonsu displays those characteristics? Khonsu is a talented administrator, but his military experience is overstated. Had we lingered to prepare, we would not have inflicted even the losses we had. Intrepid sacrifice would have been in vain. Speaker Amarsis had the correct analysis. The Admiralty was right to listen.
Forgive me, but is he still titled Speaker, even with the Parliament dissolved?
He uses the title.
As much as I love hearing the ins and outs of Asutan politics, can we talk about what the HOL may or may not be up to? It's been 3 years since the tower had disappeared from Altair. Command still hasn't said anything about it, so either they don't know anything, or they know everything and it's got them scared shitless.
Well, if you apply a Kashuabara transformation in a static subspace field, you might get... probably not.
Nav, my friends back in Antares mentioned something called Ophosis the hammer was looking for. Some kind of Shivan tech?
Got Shivan, and that's classified.
Alex, if there's anything from your time with the Cutthroats, you can tell us.
Fine. But I want this off the record, and I'm not breaking any regs for you.
Oh, this is gonna be so good.
No. Whatever Ophosis is, the hammer never got it out of the system, which is why you weren't briefed on it. End of story.
So why the secrecy? Why'd the Alliance classify it so much if it doesn't matter?
Didn't your AF buddies tell you about the Heraklion corridor?
We have friends in Antares, man.
There we go.
Not the Federation.
Is it a shiny new gun?
No. Whatever it is, it's incomplete. Ozymandias had part of it, I think. The Alliance has the rest. Beyond that, we know it's big enough for the HOL to send their biggest, baddest destroyer to poke the Hornet's nest, and a lot of Admiral Poe's fleet paid the price for it. But it's not Shivan. I can neither confirm nor deny anything else. I may or may not know about anything.
In the PVN, we avoid even discussing the existence of classified material. Does your military not have the same standards? Their classification levels are different than ours. I believe Beta Leader might fill you in.
Yeah. Once we've landed, sure. Everything Mav said towed the line.
Hey Mav, I've been meaning to ask. What really happened in Antares? You know me and Sharon only signed on near the end. How'd Poe, lose?
It was complicated. Ozymandias played him from the very start. Even if we caught Ozzy in the end, I think breaking up the Terran block treaty may have been his goal all along.
Break up the GTA, and suddenly the Hammer has one less strong opposing force. Not a bad play from their perspective.
Yeah, if it weren't for the ceasefire, the PVN would stop us hard. And if the Shivans came back, we'd be screwed.
Thanks, Az. Guess I'm not sleeping tonight. Sorry.
Guess I'm just in that kind of mood.
If the situation became dire enough, would Antares not ally as our peoples have?
Maybe. There's almost no contact between us and them anymore. Only very basic trade. Even Ribos, Beta Cygni, all those systems have more or less fallen in line. Maybe they think they're better off on their own.
For what it's worth, I don't think it's quite that clear-cut. Plenty of people who supported the AF during the war aren't so thrilled with their peacetime policies.
Yeah? Like who?
My dad, for one.
Oh, right.
At least Luyten's still with us, right?
Theoretically.
It still bugs me that they're even considered independent. What's next? We recognize the Regulus Syndicate?
No. Not with how openly they prey on neighboring systems. It's a protection racket at best, and the GTA knows it.
So, why are we going to Luyten instead of cracking down?
Because poking that hornet's nest is exactly what'll lead us to civil war in the first place. Besides, the HOL...
First here, the refueling procedure is complete, and we've separated from the Eudora and Nubia.
Civil War? You mean like Antares? Don't you think it's a little too late to worry about that?
Then let's hope we end up on the right side of history.
Airwood to all convoy craft. You are authorized to jump to the Luyten node.
Alright, let's hit it. Oh wait. We're gonna scan cargo that is escaping, never mind. Alright, yeah, we lost that chance. So that was a signal again, but let's hit it.
Hey, look, the white side. GTSC Warshawski. A clicks out.
Command's had them hunting for any increase in subspace flux that could hint at the Shivan origin site. I guess I'm glad someone's doing it.
Technically, it's a sudden decrease in subspace flux.
Well, they're booking right along for a larger ship.
Airwood, Beta Lead. I've got an intermittent contact at 7 High. Request bogey dope.
We see it. Alpha, split to investigate. Beta and Gamma, maintain your escort.
You would think the science ship would pick up on whatever that is. Oh, I see it.
I've got sensor lock on her bogey. The Escort Proton class. Her drives are bent, and I'm reading micrometeorite degeneration across her hull. I guess she's been adrift on reserve power for 4, maybe 6 months.
Hey, it looks like her computer core's still intact. Mart, mind if I splice you in?
What the hell? Suppose I could poke around a bit.
Nothing like a little Ellen to pass the time, huh?
Nah, too easy. Okay, Alpha, check your terminal.
Data corrupt. Ergen timed our arrival just right. We must have arrived only seconds after the node shift. The sprint drive worked like a charm, too. We switched to secondaries and began our intersystem jump within half a minute. I think our drive residue cleared before the LNA patrol found the node's new position, but we're running the circuit to be safe. I still don't know how I feel about this expedition. I know we're technically stealing, but it's junk no one is using. So it's not like we're really hurting anyone, is it? Regulus needs the cash. Maybe I'm just antsy for this far out. Captain's log, Foster Duranel, TT Ascali, November 14, 2341. 36 hours. We've been holding position near some LNA mining station for a day and a half and they haven't responded. I think we're clear. Oh wait. Type play or stop to listen to log entries.
Our first target is an old GTI warehouse. We're not, going for any of the military gear. I figure that's already been looted anyway. But maybe there'll be some
Airwood to all ships. We're finally ready to enter the Luyten system.
We'll find some bulk
Initiate subspace when ready.
Those are always popular. We're tumbled. We were salvaging a mining ship in the York Cloud when some kind of patrol jumped in. I don't know if they were that weird militia I've heard about or just wanted to salvage for themselves. I got my crews off the wreck and jump before they could disable us, but Akane says we'll blow our engine if we push it. We're hiding out in an asteroid cave for repairs. I can't sleep. I had that nightmare again. The one where I'm in an old log cabin hiding from Uncle Pete. Repairs are going well enough, but I don't like hiding out here. Akane says we're down to the wire on parts. Akane thinks our field repair should hold, so we're getting out while we can. The LNA patrols seem busier than usual. Hopefully, they won't look at us too hard. We made it past the patrol. Not that it matters. Our field repairs gave up the ghost after our transit. It's funny. I've never been a particularly religious person, but all I can think about now is my aunt preaching at me. What's that saying? No atheists in foxholes? It's not that there's much else I can do right now. I guess the damage was worse than we thought. The number 1 reactor just lost containment. They've been jettisoned at this little ship. No way out now. I've been thinking about Aunt Amy again. She was always telling me about confessing stuff. No one's gonna read this, so I guess it's as good as anything. My whole adult life, I've been a smuggler. Not a pirate, not a thief, just someone who'd lend a hand when customs stifled the business. Well, I let myself get talked into trying my hand at corporate espionage. Yeah, bringing back salvaged irregulars. That's true too, but it's just a cover story. My employer wanted to know what these other folks were up to. I guess that turned out like it should have been. Morgan's taking most of the crew in the ship. A few of us are staying with the ship. Double our chances of getting found, see? I don't have the heart to tell them that double nothing is still nothing.
He's gonna go back to get the
just right. We must have arrived only seconds after the night shift. The sprint drive worked like a charm too. We switched to secondaries and began our intra-system jump within half a minute. I think our drive residue cleared before the LNA patrol found the node's new position, but we're running the circuit to be safe. I still don't know how I feel about this expedition. I know we're technically stealing, but it's junk no one's using. So it's not like we're really hurting anyone, is it? Regulus needs the cash. Maybe I'm just antsy this far out. 36 hours. We've been holding position near some LNA mining station for a day and a half. They haven't responded. I think we're clear.
Alright, and that's everything played. So let's hit the node. Oh, Alpha's waiting on me. Get back here. Oh, they were waiting at the node. I thought they were back there.
Entering the Luyten jump node now. Transit time should be around 5 minutes.
Alrighty. Huh. Unknown hostiles. Oh. At the star. Oh, that's odd. That's...
Attention incoming convoy. I'm Dr. Sega Sarno with the Naval Projects Bureau. An LNA delegation is waiting for you at Wayfarer Station.
We'll be out of your hair as soon as the rest of our convoys arrive, Doctor.
Understood, Beta.
Pardon me for intruding. I'm reading many intermittent contacts and one tier class fighter out of formation. Is that one of yours?
I'm Lieutenant Seiya Kirije. That fighter is part of my wing. Frosty, aren't they?
Sensors show the fighter as disabled. This is odd.
Alpha, the Lavoisier and I were sweeping the node for mines when a solar flare drilled my computer.
Oh! Well!
Welcome to Laramis, pilots. About 20 clicks out, you'll see the system's comm relay outpost.
Alright, we're
running an automated
checkpoint.
system for about 8 years now.
Attention incoming convoy. I'm Dr. Sega Sarno with the Naval Projects Bureau. An LNA delegation is waiting for you at Wayfarer Station.
We'll be out of your hair as soon as the rest of our convoys arrive, Doctor.
Understood, Beta.
Pardon me for intruding. I'm reading many intermittent contacts and one tier class fighter out of formation. Is that one of yours?
I'm Lieutenant Seiya Kirije. That fighter is part of my wing. Frosty, aren't they?
Sensors show the fighter as disabled. This is odd.
Alpha, the Lavoisier and I were sweeping the node for mines when a solar flare frelled my computer. I called for support, but they don't want to come until the field's cleared. And we can't clear it while I'm stuck in the middle.
Did you just say minefield?
It seems our mysterious raiders have a new trick. They calculate when the nodes are going to shift and drop mines around them. It's really more of a nuisance than anything. Usually. Anyway.
Perhaps we can lend a hand. Navigating minefields is part of basic training in the GTA.
Yes, please.
You know, I'm no support pilot. But if I got a scan of that ship, I could patch it to convoy techs. Cap?
Good idea. Alpha Leader, move in and collect scan data.
Hey, at least this way you're not gonna risk blowing up.
Avoid
You've got a point there.
Well, if you're sure, the mines are dumb, but effective. They'll blow you if you get within 175 meters.
Pilot, I've instructed my sensor station to augment yours. Any mines danger close should light up on your sensors.
After dodging Aerathrons and Antares, this should be a piece of cake. Good luck, sir.
Here's mine 250.
Okay, so these people can't keep track of their own jump node?
Gonna take it slow.
That's bugging me too. Intel said they have a habitat that follows this node around. Where is it?
Well, node shifts are particularly chaotic in binary systems. Working out where they're going to end up requires some really specialized equipment and a long observation period to calibrate it. Finding them after the shift is easy, so I guess it just wasn't priority. As for the habitat, it's probably waiting for Kai to give the all clear.
That all makes sense. but it doesn't explain why it's not a priority. Node shifts are a godsend for criminals.
I think it helps if you remember why the LNA came to the frontier. They don't want to be distracted by things like that in the first place.
Or by GTA regulations.
For better, or for worse.
Hey, that did it! Alright, just splice me in. Open your terminal and run NET access allow ASSISM. You too, Ferret.
Alright.
Horror looks fine. Okay. I put your ship into maintenance mode for the Lavoisier.
So much for flare heart and shielding.
We'd retuned our shields to withstand the mine detonations better. It was just unfortunate timing.
You can do that?
A Tier can.
Oh boy. G3 activated, maintenance mode.
Hey, will you look at that? I've got control. Whatever you did worked.
Exit the field and form back up. Habitat Lima, Kai 1. My pilot is safe and will clear the remaining mines once the GTA convoy has moved on. Well, that could have ended a whole lot worse than it did. Thank you for your time, pilots.
Just doing our jobs, Arrow.
Harewood, what's our status?
They're not gonna follow him. Oh,
Drives
boy.
are almost charged. We'll be ready for the final jump at the time Alpha 1 clears the field.
Yeah, I think I see a clear shot. Yeah, okay, I'm clear.
Well, this has been a long trip. Transmitting jump coordinates for Wayfarer Station. Task Force 27. Jump when ready.
Alright, let's hit it. Our mission timer's on an hour. There's been a lot of time jumps in the nodes, though.
Tally 1, Bella's class installation. No activity. It's Wayfarer, alright.
All convoy craft. Switch to subnet Charlie Tango Charlie to coordinate arrival. Alpha Wing, stay on us. Raiders, begin shuttle deployments according to brief schedules. Gamma Wing, assume a patrol path around the station. We're moving in.
Welcome to Wayfarer Station, everyone. She may not be much to look at quite yet, but she'll be your posting for a while, so get comfortable. I know our maintenance crews have a lot to get to, so I won't keep anyone here longer than I have to. Everyone else, please try to stay out of their way. The sooner we can get everything shipshape, the sooner we'll stop eating MREs. Pilots, I'd like you to stay a moment. Everyone else, get yourself settled in. During our transit through Ross 128, we encountered 2 civilian transports under attack by pirate freighters. Thanks to your quick response, the pirates were driven off without further incident. These vultures haunting the frontier are an unfortunate stain on the GTA's reputation. This outfit had the overconfidence to steal from civilians right under our noses, and we reminded them exactly why we're the real authority around here. While we didn't see any other action along the route, you flew your assigned escorts to the letter. Additionally, shortly after our arrival in Laramis, Subcommander Petov detected a disabled proton transport. Thanks to the efforts of Ensign Assist, we were able to access her log. Apparently the ship was taking gray market salvage and Luyten as a pretext for observing LNA operations. The damage to the ship is consistent with disruptor fire to her engine section, with secondary damage likely due to disengaging drive safeties. The growing scope of Syndicate operations is worrying, but unless they prove to be responsible for the missing cargo, that's not our concern. The raider mines we encountered in Luyten are concerning, more so as the LNA's failure to warn us of them. The Lavoisier's Dr. Sarno is known to use a pro-GTA voice, but it doesn't take a psyop to recognize their escort's leaders felt differently. Unfortunately, that attitude is typical of their military. I'll be arranging a meeting with LNA intelligence to make sure we don't have any other unpleasant surprises. I expect these mines to be less of a problem once we've received data on the shield modifications Lieutenant Kirch mentioned. Still, keep your eyes out for more of them. There is one other unfortunate matter I have to bring up. Lieutenant Wayman, before we left Centaur Station, reported a driveline fault which delayed our departure from Delta Serpentis by several minutes. While nothing came of it this time, we're here to provide security, and response time is of the utmost importance. The Hammer of Light is out there, along with whatever's responsible for the missing cargo. Work with your deck crews to make sure this doesn't happen again. Alright, pilots, that's all. Commander Jurs has your berth assignments. Your personal effects will arrive on the next shuttle from the Reno, so get yourself settled in before the safety brief at 1830. Your data pad should have credentials to submit maintenance requests if you need anything before then.
Just a moment, Commander. We came to Luyten with a standard loadout for an expedition of this size. However, LNA R&D is nearing completion on some new weapons, which we'll be able to make use of. I'd like you to check out the inventory terminal on the flight deck before your first sortie. The same terminal will let you keep track of missile expenditures and strike craft attrition, and requisition replacements from the LNA as needed. As you fly your missions, keep an eye out for any chance to make a good impression on our hosts. Doing so will likely make them more receptive to our requests. That's all, Commander. I won't keep you unnecessarily. You're in Cabin 2 Charlie, up 2 decks and starboard.
Alright, no recommendations. Statistics. No kills, no shots. Why am I on easy? I will fix that before an actual combat mission. So, this was Fort Laramis, the first mission. How did I get kills on an Angel and a Mustang base? Oh, with the pirates. Okay. Because there was a red alert in there. So, this has been Fort Laramis, the second part of the first mission of Between the Ashes 2, The Growing Silence, here on Paladin Gaming. This is Paladin Gaming, signing off.